welcome to Itilet, and today we are going to do a quick tutorial on how to make a dual screen setup for 3DS emulation on Steam Deck. And if you have been following the channel, you would probably know that I have been playing Dragon Quest VIII with hubby, and I'm using AYN Thor, he's using my Steam Deck. However, I have to warn you that the 3DS emulation on Steam Deck is sometimes a miss. We have been experiencing some random crashes out of nowhere, and it is very likely because the Steam Deck does not have enough RAM to deal with all the texture and stuff. I'm using a 2K texture pack on the Citra emulator instead of Azurha because Azurha does not render the texture pack correctly. For your reference, this is a 3x resolution, so if we compare that to AYN Thor, where we can run 4K texture packs in 4x resolution without crashing, AYN Thor is so much stronger in 3DS emulation. However, if you already own a Steam Deck and do not want to purchase a new handheld, plus you want to play it on a big screen with a PS4 controller, obviously this could also be a good choice. Alright, without further saying, let's get into the tutorial. First of all, I'm using Citra and we'll have to go to Emulation and then Configuration. Now go to Graphics. You see I'm using 3x resolution, but you can also change it. And we go to Layout in the middle part. Make sure you are selecting Swap Screens and Separate Windows. And you have to enlarge the screen so that we can click OK. If you're using Custom Texture Pack, please also check the Use Custom Texture in Utility. Now you'll see a small window on your top screen or your TV or your monitor, whatever you're using, and you will probably need a mouse. I'm mapping the back button as EXE so that I can go over the tab and then right click the window on the top and make it full screen. And I would suggest you to use a mouse to do that because that will be a lot easier than that of just using the touchpad, because obviously it's very hard to control. And that's pretty much about the setting that you have to do. According to hubby's comment, he says that the AYN Thor is performing a lot smoother and it doesn't crash. However, Steam Deck crashed on him a few times and he have lost like 30 minutes or like 15 minutes progress for a few times. So once again, this is not going to be a perfect setup. The performance of 3DS emulation on Steam Deck is not perfect, and I think so too because I used to use Steam Deck for 3DS emulation. Sometimes Azurha shutters a lot and I see the performance on Azurha is actually worse than that of Citra for some reason I don't understand. But that's pretty much what we can get for 3DS emulation on Steam Deck, and I do hope that it will improve a long time. And I think that's pretty much about today's video. I hope you enjoy it and find it useful if you like emulating 3DS on your Steam Deck. And see you in my next video. Bye!